You kind of painted this picture for yourself of, hey, this job opportunity is something that I really want, but then it's gone. You kind of shifted focus right away. Now, I want to be different. What made you want to take that route?
On the day of Little 5, I'm about to lace up my shoes. Mind you, I had not run more than 3 miles in my life prior to training for this half marathon. But I said, I need a challenge. I need something to keep me going. I get a call from the hiring managers at the job in Chicago. And he says, hey, I got some not so good news. And I took all of that emotion. I let it fly on that run. The amount of emotion that just came out of me, it kind of hit me all at once. I had lost my dream job. I was not racing in Little 5 that day. I did not get to say goodbye to half of my friends from Indiana University. For me to finish that half marathon, going from never running, never enjoying running, a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of euphoria. I was proud of myself. Despite all of those endings, I was able to start something new. That was that moment where I looked at myself and I thought, all right, what's next? How do I push myself more? How can I get this feeling again?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Full Timeout. I'm your host, Ari Bruckman. Excited to be back with you guys this week. We have a very special guest joining us. She is the creator of RyleeJade.Fit with over 200,000 followers on TikTok and 8,000 followers on Instagram. She graduated from Indiana University in May with a degree in fitness and wellness from the School of Public Health. Her goal is to create a wellness community to focus, inspire, and transform one life at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest this week, Miss Rylee Ollearis. Rylee, how we doing?
What's up, Ari?
Excited to be here. How you doing?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction. That was really cool. Yeah,
of course.
Absolutely. My mission is to focus, inspire, and transform one life at a time. Crazy story with the whole FIT thing. Everyone has these Instagram accounts, all the fitness influencers, where it's fit account, follow this one for that. And I wanted mine to be meaningful of some way. So my mom and I actually sat down in our kitchen one day and said, how can we incorporate fit into something more? And we kind of came up with the focus, inspire, transform, and have been running with it since.
Oh, that's super cool. That's super. So talk to me. So let's start from the beginning here. Because for anybody who's not familiar with you, I want to get an idea of where this came from. So initially you were a high school athlete. And there was an experience either one time with a coach or playing for a coach that kind of sparked this kind of, okay, I need to do something about, this industry.
Mm-hmm. My high school volleyball coach, I would say, just was a bully, and I did not feel comfortable in that environment that I was in. My mom has always taught me, stand strong, talk to people about what's going on. I had many conversations with that coach about how I felt about the environment that I was in. And I just said, it's not worth me being upset every day after practice or forcing myself into something that I wasn't enjoying anymore. I decided to walk off the volleyball team. I think it was mid-season, which was a very difficult thing to do as a junior in high school. I don't know. It was one of those moments that kind of transformed a lot of my life. From there, I did not want to just sit on the couch. I did not want to not be involved in things. I just sort of joined a local gym about 5 minutes from my house. They taught me everything that there is to know about fitness, and for the time that I needed it, spin classes, yoga, Pilates, everything. And it brought me to this community of people who just were passionate about working on themselves for themselves and working together to build themselves up. And I just fell in love with it. From then I said, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to own my own gym, go to school, Ari, you went to IU as well, but go to school, go to IU. I'm going to do Kelly. I'm going to be in the Kelly School of Business and I'm going to thrive, be an entrepreneur. Could not sit down for more than 10 minutes maybe in a class. Took computer science or computer, K201? Is that what it is?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. K201, failed it miserably and said, you know what, this is not where I need to be. And I'm a pretty smart kid. I've never, failed a class, but just I wasn't passionate about it. Went to my advisor, started doing fitness and wellness where I worked with clients every day. Got to train clients in the gym, train clients doing wellness coaching outside of a gym, and just fell into my passion. And that's kind of where my passion for this built was, coming off of something that wasn't so great. I made it my own and found my way into the fitness field.
So why go the route of fitness though? I get the whole athletic, background, but why not just make it a personal life coach Why not just, what was it about fitness to you that you saw, whether it was your personal growth in the gym that kind of facilitated this mindset of, okay, I know what it takes to be successful now. I got to share this with other people and really change their lives too.
Right. Fitness is something that I genuinely enjoy. Best part of my day is going to the gym. My favorite part of, I wake up early in the morning to go to the gym. So I have my me time. Sometimes I'll put it off late at night so I can have hours and hours just spend playing around in a gym, whether it's talking to random people or stretching for an extra 30 minutes. But it's just something I've always loved. And I wanted to be able to teach people that. The wellness part actually came after the fitness part. When I first started RyleeJade.Fit, I started my first Instagram account. I was terrified to do it. I thought everyone was going to judge me for posting a workout or, posting what my progress is right now. And quickly found out, no one was judging me. Everyone was hyping me up. And I was so grateful to have friends who did that. But yeah, RyleeJade.Fit started as the fitness account. And what I realized going into it more, the amount of questions that I was getting about fitness and wellness and how to change your habits, it kind of formulated into more of the wellness coaching. Though it is something that I did study in college, my dream post-college was to be a personal trainer, not a wellness coach.
Okay, so this kind of allowed you to almost continue to do what you were hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Unfortunately, though, we graduated at a weird time. We graduated during the pandemic, unfortunately. And the job that I had lined up after college, I was going to work at a gym in Chicago. Super excited. Love the company. Got to intern with them. But unfortunately, all the gyms were closed. So they said, we don't have a position for you here anymore. Maybe we'll reach out to you in a few months. And it was an, oh crap moment. What am I supposed to do now? I don't have a job. I just graduated college. And that's kind of just when all of this started to formulate together. Again, it was almost like I lost my dream job to get my new dream job. And I'm really just excited to see where I could take RyleeJade.Fit and where it'll go from here.
Rylee, I love that. I want to stay with that for a second here. So Tell me, what was it about that moment? What in that moment changed for you where you lost what you thought, was going to be your future, and you kind of painted this picture for yourself of, hey, this job opportunity is something that I really, really want, but then it's gone. But then you kind of shifted focus right away without letting that grass grow under you. And I know I've talked about this before, but this pandemic gave everybody who wanted an excuse to sit around and do nothing. It gave them an excuse. It did. It continued to just say it's okay, And for others, it prompted them to say, no, I want to be different. What was that for you? What made you want to take that route?
That moment in that day was the weirdest day in the world. And let me backtrack a tad. Okay. I participated in the Little 500. I rode for Alpha Chi Omega at IU. This year would have been our very, very last year racing in the Little 500. The race was canceled. And I said to myself, I've been training for this race for the past 4 years. What can I do to have my own Little 5? This was supposed to be, my senior moment. I was so excited. So I decided to start running and training for a half marathon during quarantine because I was in such the mindset of train. Come that day, come the day of Little 5, I'm about to lace up my shoes. Mind you, I had not run more than 3 miles in my life prior to training for this half marathon. I do not enjoy running. But I said, I need a challenge. I need something to keep me going. I was lacing up my shoes. I get a call from one of the hiring managers at the job in Chicago. Why is he calling me right now? I got to go run. And so, I obviously answer the phone because you drop everything and pick up those calls, right? And he says, hey, I got some not so good news. And I knew it was coming. The gyms were going to be closed. And I took all of that emotion and I let it just fly on that run. The first time that I ever going to run a half marathon in my life. And after the marathon or half marathon, the amount of emotion that just came out of me, it kind of hit me all at once. It was, I had lost my dream job. I was not racing in Little 5 that day. I did not get to say goodbye to half of my friends from Indiana University, my favorite place in the world right now. So many endings. And for me to finish that half marathon going from never running, never enjoying running, it was kind of like a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of euphoria, a feeling of just I was proud of myself because despite all of those endings, I was able to start something new. And that was that moment where I looked at myself and I thought, all right, what's next? how do I push myself more? How can I get this feeling again? Emotional day, yes, but I knew I was getting something good there.
First of all, that's a wild, right? It's a wild chain of events there.
Yeah.
Props to you for being able to do that. I think it definitely takes a strong-willed person to be able to follow through with something like that in that kind of a situation. But so for you, was there anybody that you looked up to or you tried to model RyleeJade.Fit after when you realized that this is something that you wanted to do? Who was it for you that kind of painted that picture of success?
Yeah. I've always thought about starting my own Instagram account. I follow all of the crazy people on Instagram, like Kayla Idsteins and the Queen of Fitness. Her name is, I'm bad with the names. They're all slipping me at the moment. But a friend in one of my classes, and he didn't become my friend even until senior year, Nick Kohler, you might know him. Nick Kohler created a fitness page, nickkohler.fit, probably 3 weeks before I finally was able to do it. And I remember thinking, me and him actually just talked about this the other day. I told him on an Instagram live, but he was he inspired me because for so long I was so fearful of if people would judge me, if people would be like, well, you're not the most fit person in the world. Why do you get to have a Instagram page for fitness and motivation? And he kind of helped me get out of my comfort zone and realize if Nick can do it, why the heck can I not? And nothing against Nick. He has great content. He's awesome. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I said, I'm that too. We study the same thing. So, he inspired me to do it. And I'm forever grateful for that because of what I've been able to build from that moment. And I was also very grateful to my mom. The second that I started that, she went online and got a domain for RyleeJade.Fit so that if for some reason someone had my same name, that I would be able to have my own website one day if that was something I was interested in. And that's the domain that I have on my website right now, is the one that she bought for me about 4 years ago.
That's pretty cool. So you had that kind of foundation, I guess, in that situation. You had that support.
Absolutely. Wait, the coolest thing was, so I lived in a sorority house. There's hundreds of girls everywhere. I lived right next to a lot of my best friends. And I told them, I said, guys, I'm starting this account. Will you please follow me? I'm so scared. And they hyped me up so much. They were my biggest supporters. They said, right, come here, put this on. You're going to take a picture in front of this wall so you have a nice profile picture. And here, do you want me to come to the gym with you? I will take videos for you and whatnot. And what I actually ended up doing with some of those girls was I would train them and, just do like an hour session of circuits or weights. And then in return, they would record me doing those same motions. So I'd have things to post on my Instagram page.
Wow.
And it was so cool. Something I was so fearful of, people were buying into it. And I just thought, you know what, maybe this is what I should be doing right now.
That's cool. And listen, what more can you ask for in that situation, than to have that kind of support? So what are some of the struggles as a young entrepreneur that you found yourself facing, that others couldn't solve for you, that you had to, whether it was, take a step back and learn more about the industry, or just kind of navigate about how to cater your content to a specific audience, whatever the case may be? Can you give some tips to other entrepreneurs or things that have made you successful?
Yeah. Well, I want to start off with, I still don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm still figuring it out along the way, but that was the best piece of advice that I think my uncle Larry gave me. He has his own company, All Black Hockey Sticks, and he sells them all over the world. And I always look up to him in business because he started off with doing a bunch of different entrepreneur things, and he finally landed on the one that he's passionate about. And that's the biggest part, is what is it that you're passionate about? What can you, I guess, quote unquote, sell that you're not necessarily even selling? He says when he's at work, when he's selling sticks, he feels like he's playing all day. And that's how I feel when I'm running RyleeJade.Fit. I feel like I'm playing all day, which you can't complain. But the hardest part is you do feel like you're playing all day, so you don't feel like working, and nobody's telling you what to do. There's 1,000,005 different ways to run a business. As we learned in, I think it was Kelly Compass or one of the freshman year classes, is someone's going to tell you to focus on finance first. Someone's going to tell you to make an entire business plan. Someone's going to tell you, screw the business plan. It's going to change 50 times anyway. Don't start there. I'm sure you've heard all of this before, but it was, what are you passionate about, and what will draw people to you, and why will you be able to sell this product or to run this business? And that was the biggest piece of advice, and kind of just getting out of your own way. The passion is what's going to drive it.
Obviously, you started during the pandemic, right? Which is an interesting time to start. Did you ever think about maybe, hey, I might have to kind of revamp this thing once everything calms down too?
Absolutely. TikTok started very randomly. TikTok is where I have the most following base, as you mentioned at the beginning, about 200K right now. When I first started posting on TikTok, my first video went viral. It was the 75 hard video where I talk about the program itself and just, so much traction on it because half the people hated it and half the people thought it was too rigid. It was kind of caused controversy.
Let's stay with that for a second, Riley. Stay with that. Tell everybody what the 75 hard program was.
Absolutely. 75 Hard is a 75-day mental toughness program created by the owner of First Form, Andy Frisella. Created this program, and it has 5 different rules that you have to complete for 75 days. If you mess up anything at all, you have to start over. So 75 days in a row, that's a very long time. The 5 rules are drink a gallon of water a day, read 10 pages of an entrepreneurial or nonfiction type book, take a progress picture every day, follow a diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol, and 2 45-minute workouts every single day. One of them has to be outside. And that is the program. Why did I do the program? My cousin Nick and his girlfriend Rachel, they inspired me earlier in January. And I thought, how can I do this without doing this? Because I was in college, I had all these excuses. I did a few of the steps month by month. I did like gallons of water challenges. I think I did a don't order Jimmy John's challenge for about 30 days in there. And then
I would win that. I'd win that one for sure.
The no Jimmy John's one. Are you kidding me? What's your sandwich of choice?
Oh, since I started seriously working out, the sandwiches have kind of gone a little bit away, but it was Subway.
Subway.
You see them put the toppings on, you get to, do that. But
the thing about the Jimmy is it's got the bread, that fresh bread every day. You see, it's just, nothing can beat it, honestly. But that was a very difficult challenge for me. I did that challenge, and my roommate, while I was doing that, we calculated how many sandwiches she ordered while I was not ordering any, because we both had a Jimmy John's problem. She, I think, ordered like 12 sandwiches in 1 month. So almost every other day she was eating Jimmy John's, which was me too. But
that's quite a bit.
Anyway, so did 75 hard, and after 75 hard, I noticed that my following was kind of declining a tad on TikTok. It became very stagnant, and I hadn't gained anything in a while. And so I had to get kind of creative with different video ideas. And something that I'm not good at is being creative. I'm a very kind of cut and dry person. I wear all black all the time. Well, I put a blue sweatshirt on today, but I needed to get more creative and have more fun with the TikToks because the 75 hard format wasn't working.
Take me into a little bit more of the mindset, right? Because you have to have, that's a mental toughness challenge. You have to be mentally tough, I think, before that to then say you're going to do it, right? It's one thing to then complete all those steps or, all those different challenges. Take me in a little bit into Rylee's mindset here, and just so other people can get an idea of, hey, you built this, right? This isn't an overnight thing. But a lot of what's made you, I think, successful, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in your industry and with what you're doing now is your ability to, overcome whatever it is that's in front of you and be mentally tough.
I am the most competitive person you might ever meet. And I'm competitive with other people for sure, but 100% I'm most competitive with myself. So even if I accomplish a goal, and this is a good and bad thing, I wouldn't necessarily that it's all positive here, but if I accomplish a goal, I reach for the next thing. I'm not going to just say, okay, I did it. That was great. We had fun. No, I'm saying, all right, what's next? And that has always been the mentality that I had, whether, quitting volleyball. I didn't say, all right, I'm just going to, enjoy my senior year and play around. I said, what's next? What am I working towards now? Come the gym. Come wanting to own a gym. I said, no, I can't do that. What's next? What can I do instead? How can I make sure that I'm still being passionate about the job that I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life? Joined the little 500 team at IU. I was missing competition way too much. And there was something that I kind of always had in the back of my mind, but I was like, all right, that'll do. I'll join little 5. Best decision I ever made. What's next? I ran a half marathon. I said, all right, how can I challenge myself more? I did 75 hard, which was more focused on, I guess, a little bit more of the mentality, but it was still a pretty physical challenge. post 75 hard, what's next? I started my own Fit for You program, 34-day wellness program, which I'm actually starting day 1 today on January 4th. And I'm so excited. So if anyone's interested in joining me, it's not too late to start. And then I said, what's next? And I decided to train for an Ironman. Ran a marathon on my birthday for fun. I didn't train for that, but decided to do training for an Ironman right now. And I'm completing that in April. And I think my mindset is we can always be improving. There's always the next level. There's always that next step. And what can you do to get there? For me, that's the physical side of it. I love feeling strong. I love having that number, seeing like my times go down on different things or seeing how many miles I can get to. That is what keeps me going. And for everyone else who's listening, they're going to have their own things that keep them going. Maybe it is noticing changes in their mood. Maybe it's not fitness related, but for me, that's just where my passion lies. So my biggest, competition right now is to challenge my body. And I do that because I can. I'm lucky. I am physically able, and I'm grateful for that every day. And so how can I keep this going?
How important is it to you, Rylee, to be able to know that whatever you're going to do, you kind of look back on the stuff you've already accomplished? How much of it would you attribute to your success thus far?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. So the book that I'm reading now, Atomic Habits, it was somewhere over here. I was going to show you, but the Atomic Habits, it talks about getting 1% better every single day. Many people aren't going to just simply wake up and go do an Ironman in a day, right? And I'm comparing it to the Ironman just because that's where I'm at. Maybe it's for you, it's wake up and eat only fruits and vegetables all day, or drink a gallon of water, or start and run your own business, have a relationship, get married. All of those things don't happen in one day. It's all of the little things that you do that builds up to that moment. So right now I'm taking all of those little things that I've done and I'm putting them into the next big thing. I ran 2 miles one time in high school. All right. The 2 miles in high school got me to that 5K that I did in college. That 5K got me to that biking in a sprint race on a track. That track, all of those things are building on each other. And I think that's what's so important is for everyone who's listening to think about the little things you do every single day. Every single day you have thousands and thousands of habits, whether it's waking up first thing in the morning and checking your phone. Well, what if instead of waking up in the morning and checking your phone, you reach for your book and for 10 minutes you learn something new? It's only 10 minutes, right? But over time, 10 minutes multiplied by 365 days, I'm not good at math. Someone else can do it, but it's going to compound into so many different things. You're going to have so much more knowledge. So those small little tasks that we do every single day, it's going to lead to a big difference. If you have a business call with someone, if you have one extra call every single day, as opposed to maybe watching an episode of How I Met Your Mother, my favorite show ever, which I've had to do before. I'm like, all right, I need to stop watching this show so I can make some calls, but have one extra call, talk to one extra person. You never know how far that one step will go. That
mindset right there. And I've talked about this before, not necessarily on Full Time Out, but for those who saw the last, I was on Matt Erickson. I know we talked a little bit about Matt. Yeah, I guess you went to school with Matt.
Yeah, I believe he was 1 year older than me, but we went to the same high school.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So for, Matt on that Quest for Success podcast, we talked a little bit about, hey, I said, Matt, what's the one thing people do now that's in their subconscious that they don't realize they're doing even, and it's killing them? They can't control what comes to their phone. So if it's the last thing they see before bed and it sets the tone for the day in the morning, how much of a problem is it for them to look at their phone and see the start of an email that says, you're not getting this job, or, we need to talk about what's been going on, and that is just, if that's the last thing you're thinking about, no matter how good the day was, that's going to lead you into that next day. What was your hope for what this could be long-term? I mean, right now, I think it's super cool that you've been able to kind of cater to people, TikTok virtually. Obviously, we have the pandemic right now, but is your goal to one day, be an owner of a gym and able to implement some of the stuff you've learned?
It was, but I think it's changed. And that is something that's so special about goal setting is it can always change and our lives are always so different. But I'm realizing the trends now in the fitness industry. More and more people are tending to just go online for everything. I know a lot of businesses right now are not even renewing their rentals for this next coming season because they're planning on going remote. With that, I would love to be able to run a community online that could be geared toward fitness and health, like fitness and wellness. I would love to continue doing wellness coaching because the one-on-one part of it is what brings me the most joy. the one-on-one part, when I have a client who starts out with me and they're struggling, I get to help formulate them, and I get to help reach them to the next level and show them that it's possible. And it's all things that they knew. It's all things that they knew that they needed to do, but sometimes having that support system, that accountability. And that's what I love about all this, is the support and the idea that wellness does look different for everyone. That's something that I always will say. For me right now, my wellness is training for a freaking Ironman. That's not what normal people really do, but maybe for you, it is trying to walk a mile. Maybe it's trying to run a mile, but whatever it is, I can help people get there. And that's the mentality that I want to set. I don't want to be a Instagram influencer who is preaching that you have to have a six-pack to be successful. I don't have a six-pack, but guess what? I ran a marathon in a day without any training. So we're kind of, going back to the social media part of it, there's so many things that we see and that we assume based on what we're seeing, but how can we make sure that people are getting the proper knowledge and learning about things in a way that I appreciate and that I enjoy? Maybe it's not the right way for everyone. Again, it looks different for everyone. If you want a six-pack, that's great. Go get one. But I think it's more about...
She's not talking about beer. She's talking about in the gym.
Okay, well, maybe one afterwards, please. I would love that too. I love this community so much, and I love getting messages from people saying that, hey, I thought about you today because I went for a walk. And that's what this is all about. It's helping change one person at a time, because I can't reach the whole world, and I don't expect to, but I like building relationships with people one-on-one.
That's really cool. And how do you stay motivated day in and day out? I mean, I think there are times where even you can get frustrated with working with somebody if they're not doing their part. They come in, right? They work hard, but if they go home right after and they eat everything in sight, it kind of, it takes away from what they just accomplished. And sometimes it's like, well, what can you do? What more can you do to make that possible? How do you stay motivated to continue to help everyone throughout this journey?
Well, one, I would like to start by saying I am not always motivated. I don't think anyone can ever possibly always be motivated. I think the word motivation, I love the word. I love to motivate people, but it takes a lot sometimes. You have to also dig down deep and find that discipline and find the passion behind it. I work out because I love it. I'm not always motivated to do it, but I know how good it makes me feel. And that's something that I always talk to with my clients about is you're not going to be always motivated. You're going to mess up. And guess what? That's okay. But let's reflect on those moments that you messed up. These past few weeks, I had COVID. It was the holiday season. I was stuck at home for 10 days. I wasn't allowed to work out. I had nothing to wake up in the morning for because I wasn't able to go to work. And it was difficult. Some of the days I didn't do anything. I sat in bed and I dug down deep in those moments. And I thought, how is this helping me get better for tomorrow? Some of the days I'm like, I'm resting my body. I'm exhausted. That's helping me get better for tomorrow. But other days it was like, I have to do an Ironman in 4 months. So what can I do right now to get me there? Stop eating garbage, drink some water, and take your vitamins. And that's all it was. So 3 small things that I could do in that moment, because there wasn't much I could be doing, is what gets you there. And that's what I always preach to my clients is maybe you're not going to change the whole world in one day. Maybe you're not going to go from eating 5 pizzas a day to eating only broccoli and chicken. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to think about those habits of those 5 pizzas and let's cut it back down to 4. And I know 5 pizzas is obviously an over exaggeration. Maybe you do that. I don't know. But eat 4 pizzas a day and then have a pizza with broccoli on it. I don't know. But these small habits that you're making every day matter. And it's not about motivation. It's going to come down again to the habits that you're making. I don't know if you've read the book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy at all.
I haven't.
No? All right. You're reading that. That's next on your list. But the small changes that you make and how it ripple effects into your entire life is insane. So right now, my Fit For You program, I'm doing 5 minutes of mindfulness every night before bed. 5 minutes. That's it.
Dude, I'm using I bought the Calm app. And so I use the meditation for, I've gotten my dad. And if you knew my dad, this is great for the people who are going to see this.
I'm excited.
I got my dad. He's now listening to, sorry, Dad. He's listening to Japanese, just like instrumental music before bed. And it's different for everybody. Some people need to do the actual meditation. You know, it kind of helps them get control or whatever. For others, it's just, it helps you just kind of calm the thoughts, right? And just slowly unwind, maybe, into a conscious sleep. So But
Absolutely. Yeah. Meditation, my mom has been telling me to do it for years. She's a mental health counselor. I've always struggled with sleeping and just being too riled up because my brain won't stop. And what I noticed is that 5 minutes of mindfulness meditation, not only does it help me fall asleep faster. If I fall asleep faster, I get more sleep. If I get more sleep, I'm better recovered. When I'm better recovered, my workouts are better. When my workouts are better, I'm in a better mood. When I'm in a better mood, I eat better. When I eat better, I feel better and I sleep better. And it comes down to that 5 minutes that I'm doing at night. And for all of the listeners who do meditation, maybe you're even up more than I am, but on the time wise and whatnot. And that meditation looks so different for everyone. But it's crazy how that can spark so many different changes in your life. And I did meditation for probably a few months, but I've been off of it. And I realized how much of an impact just that 5 minutes is making on my sleep schedule in my life. So I'm excited to get back into it. Like I said, today is day one of the Fit for You. And I'm just pumped. I love being on a program. I love working towards something, checking things off boxes. It's just what keeps those little things that keep me going.
For people who are trying to start their own thing during the pandemic, how important is it, or was it for you? And is it still that even if you had no other support system, or even if everybody in the world was supporting you, how important is it for you to believe in what you're trying to do?
Oh gosh, so important. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to take care of yourself before you can even begin to take care of others. Something I've always said too is you have to know that you are much stronger than you think, and kind of cut out those distractions. I remember there was moments during 75 Hard, and if you don't know, I shared my entire 75 Hard experience on TikTok. I documented every single day, every single thing I ate, every single workout down to the minute. And it was difficult because, I was sharing that for other people, but what if people didn't believe me? What if it came down to those moments of I'm in my room and I have this much water left, screw it, I'm not going to drink it. No, I had to commit to myself. And that's what it's all about, is making a commitment to yourself and following through with it, which is something that I see a lot of people struggle with, is believing in what they can do. And it's because and this is what I truly believe, is they're setting their goals too high. Yes, reach for the stars. Absolutely. Your goal for 5 years will be to get your business. Sorry, I'm very visual. Get your business here. But to get here, you have to start somewhere down the line. Rome wasn't built in a day. Some of the best entrepreneurs didn't even build their products until they're 72 years old. So start somewhere. Have a bunch of reach goals up here, but also have things set down that'll just going to get you there. And again, it goes to that 1% better every day. So maybe it's one extra phone call. Maybe it is one extra post on social media. But I think a lot of times we don't do the things that we want to because we're scared. We're too scared to just jump into it, and we don't know where to start. Well, guess what? The guy who made Tesla, he probably didn't really know where to start too. When was there ever a car made out of a computer? But he somehow figured it out. I'd say that because my friend just got a Tesla, and that's been on my mind for so long, that a 23-year-old was able to get himself a Tesla. But we're all starting somewhere else. So maybe we'll get one in 50 years. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on that. I think Elon's got to lower the price, I think, for me a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. But Rylee, tell everybody where they can find you.
On TikTok, RyleeJade.Fit, Instagram, RyleeJade.Fit, YouTube, RyleeJade.Fit, Facebook, same thing, RyleeJade.Fit, Twitter, RyleeJade.Fit. Patreon, if you want some daily motivation, if you want to have a better insight of what I do on a day-to-day basis, some more educational content, weekly live streams, weekly workouts, and early release access to all of my content, as well as book club, join my Patreon Fit Fam account. Something, again, that I'm trying to do is just build a community of people who are all working towards something. When you're surrounded by people who are also passionate about it, it makes it so much easier, because maybe the people in your household don't understand it, but you can talk to strangers on the internet and they do. You can also check out my website, RyleeJade.Fit. That is where you'll find all of my programs, my Fit for You program, workout guides, a little bit of about me, find me on social media, as well as join my email list so you can stay up to date on all the things RyleeJade.Fit, which I just said 50 times. So if it's not ingrained in your head now, I don't know.
Last question for you. I asked all my guests this.
Scared.
No, it's good. It's good. Here we go. What's the kind of impact that you want to have on the world, or your industry when it's all said and done? What do you want people to remember about Rylee?
when they think of RyleeJade.Fit, I want them to believe in themselves. I want them to look in the mirror and say, I'm doing everything that I can in this moment right now to make myself better for tomorrow. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. Do I have to have six-pack abs? Do I have to have biceps to be fit and to live well? No, I'm living well in the way that I want to do it. And I want people to be inspired to do that, because that's how I plan on living my life, is living it for me and living well the way that I think is living well. You know, I have a weird diet. I don't like to do a lot of the things that people do normally, protein wise, whatever it is. As long as you're happy and as long as you're getting to the next day, then that's all that matters.
That's super cool. Guys, if what she said didn't convince you to start your own business, I don't know what will. You know, definitely take the time, check out her content. I'll be sure to post a link when this video goes up, so you can go and check her out on any social media platform. But I really think we need to take the time, like Rylee said here, and take a step back, evaluate where we are, make sure we're setting little goals so that the big goal that we're trying to achieve long-term starts to become more of a realistic and attainable goal. So, Rylee, that was amazing. You were awesome to have on the show. We wish you the best of luck moving forward, and keep doing it. I think the idea that you want to transform one life at a time, but you understand you can't do it all in one day, is what's going to continue to make you successful, is to get people to buy into that concept.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me. This was so fun and so sporadic. You messaged me 3 days ago and said, hey, come on my podcast. And I love it. I'm here for it. And so excited to listen in. And thank you to all the people who are watching or listening. I'm happy to have you guys here. And I'm grateful that you were able to listen to my story.